Welcome to the mindful movement practice. In the mindful movement, we try and bring attention to the way our body moves into stretches and postures. We try to do this with a non-judgmental attitude, observing our body's edge and always doing what's right for us. Please honor your body's history and any medical conditions you might have. And you can alter the pace of your positions, or you can even ignore the instructions and imagine doing a posture if that feels better for you right now. So let's lay down on the bed or the floor, and you can do any of this in a seated position as well. And notice what it's like to let the feet drop away from each other and have the arms at the sides of your body with the palms facing up in corpse pose. And taking a moment to arrive in your body. Feeling where it makes contact with the floor. From the back of your head to your shoulders and shoulder blades, your lower back and pelvis, the back of your thighs and calves, all the way down to your heels. And seeing if you can have a sense of letting go into this posture. Just noting what you find right here, right now. And then becoming aware of our breathing. Do you feel the gentle rise of your belly when you inhale? And the falling of the belly when you exhale? Tuning into the breath as it enters and exits the body. And then taking both arms up towards the ceiling, with the fingertips stretched out towards the ceiling and the palms facing each other. Keeping the shoulders on the floor as best you can. And then on the next in-breath, stretching the fingertips towards the ceiling with the shoulders coming off the floor. Breathing in and out as you have to engage your tummy muscles to stretch towards the ceiling. And then coming back down with the shoulders. And noticing what that feels like. And then one more time, moving the fingertips towards the ceiling, stretching the arms as much as you can. Keep breathing, although it might be a little more difficult in this posture. And then gently moving the arms back down. And getting back in touch with your breathing. noticing if you feel anything through your arms. And then gently moving the arms parallel to your head, with the backs of your hands behind your head on the floor. And then reaching up with the fingertips behind your head as much as you can, while you reach with your toes in the other direction, and giving your body a really good stretch, breathing in and out as you lengthen from the tips of the toes to the fingertips. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then gently coming to neutral and noticing what that felt like. Then moving your arms up towards the ceiling again, and gently placing the arms parallel to your sides into corpse pose. And taking a moment to observe the effects of just that one stretch on the body. And if your mind is wandering, just taking it back to the body, breathing and moving. And then moving the feet close to the pelvis, with the soles on the feet on the floor. And noticing what that does to the lower back. And then lifting the tailbone towards the floor and engaging your pelvic floor and lower belly muscles to make contact with the floor and the lower part of your back. And then gently moving back to neutral position so that the small of your back comes off the floor again. Just moving the tailbone up and down a few times. Letting the lower back make full contact with the floor. And then moving the tailbone to its natural position again. And then seeing if you can make a motion from side to side with your lower back and your pelvis. So lifting the right pelvis off the floor and then coming back down and lifting the left side of your pelvis off the floor. And if anything feels uncomfortable or difficult, just modifying the movement or the posture as you see fit. Noticing any thoughts, noticing any tendency to get it right. And then changing this movement of the pelvis to circular movement, like you're describing the face of a clock. So moving the right hip off the ground and seeing if you can move your left side all the way to your spine. So now that the lower part of your pelvis is off the floor, keeping contact, moving to the right side now. So now your right hip is making contact with the floor and coming back to your tailbone. Describing a circle on the floor with your pelvis while your shoulders stay on the floor, your upper part of your back stays on the floor, but the lower part comes off as you make this pelvic clock. And then changing directions of the pelvic clock. Lifting the left side of the pelvis off. Giving your lower back a little massage as you move around up your spine. Now lifting the right side off the floor. Not lifting your back, just your pelvis. And describing this circle with the pelvis on the floor. And if that doesn't feel right for you right now, just continuing to move the tailbone up and down at your own time, or left to right, and then coming to a neutral position again. And just noticing the effects of these very small movements in our pelvis and our lower back. And then taking our right leg and moving the ankle on top of the left knee so that the lower right leg is perpendicular to the left knee. And lifting the left foot off the floor. And that might already give you a little stretch as your right knee moves into your hip. And you can just stay here for a couple of breaths, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can move your arms through the hole created by your right leg and hold your left leg under your left knee, creating a deeper stretch into your right hamstring, moving the left knee into your pelvis. And seeing what that does to your breathing. Really just taking your body where it wants to go. We're not looking to strengthen anything. We're just looking for gentle stretches and working with the edge of where our body can go right now in this moment. And if you'd like a deeper stretch, you can push your elbow into your right knee. Really feeling the stretch in the hamstring of the right leg. Then letting go of the left leg and placing the sole of the foot back on the floor. Putting the arms to the sides. And moving your right leg on top of your left leg. And on the next exhalation, moving both knees over to the left while you keep your shoulders on the floor. So you give your entire right side and your spine a stretch. And if that doesn't feel right, you can just place both feet on the ground and move the legs over to the left like this as far as they like to go. And then moving the head over to the right and seeing what that does to the stretch. Taking a few deep breaths into the right side of your body. Lengthening as best you can. And then coming out of the stretch as you exhale. Moving the legs off of each other if they were crossed. And taking a moment to feeling into our body. What was it like to make these movements? What's going on in our thoughts right now? Is there a difference between the left and the right side? And then repeating the stretch on the other side by placing the left ankle on the right leg and lifting the right leg off the ground. Moving the arms through the hole created by the left leg and pulling the right leg into our chest. If you'd like, you can push with your left elbow into your left leg, just letting the right leg, lower leg flop. Breathing in and out. Feeling the deepening of the stretch as you breathe out. Seeing how far your body wants to go today. Without force. It should never be pain. Just a gentle, moderate stretch. And taking a few more breaths into the stretch. And then letting go of the leg, placing the foot on the ground. And putting the left leg, the left knee on top of the right knee. Or if you prefer, you can uncross the legs and put the left foot parallel to the right foot on the ground. And then on the next exhalation, moving our legs over to the right. Feeling the stretch of the left side all the way from the hip to the armpit. Moving the head to the left, deepening the stretch. Breathing in and out. And then moving the legs up on the next exhalation, coming to neutral position and noticing what that felt like. Just taking a couple of breaths and noting the effects of the movement on the body. And then lengthening the right leg out and taking the left leg up towards the ceiling. Stretching the heel as high as you can towards the ceiling, while keeping the pelvis on the floor and really feeling that stretch all along your leg. And then pointing the toes and flexing the foot again. And pointing the toes, flexing the foot. And then circling the ankle in one direction and in the other direction. And then one last time, lifting the heel towards the ceiling. Noticing the strength that this takes. Taking one more breath in and gently lowering the leg. Noticing the difference between the left leg and the right leg now. And then taking the right leg up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot and lengthening the leg as straight as you can, as high as you can. Noticing where the edge is of where we want to go with our body right now. And flexing the foot and pointing the toes. And then twisting into one direction and the other. And then taking the right leg back down. And once more connecting to our breath. Noticing if it changed at all as we were lifting our legs, and if it feels different being in this neutral position. And then lifting both knees up towards the ceiling and taking our knees into our hands. pushing them towards our belly and just holding them there for a moment and breathing into the legs and feeling our belly make contact with the legs as we breathe. And then gently rocking from side to side. You can move your head as well. And coming back to neutral. And then taking the legs and moving them in a circle. So you're moving your knees in a circle in one direction and then the other as you hold your knees. And then letting go of the legs and coming to corpse pose one more time. And moving the head gently to the left, noticing what it's like to move and to feel the surface underneath your skull. Going as slow as you can, as far as feels comfortable for you right now. And then one more time, lifting the arms up over your head, stretching them as far as you can behind you, while you stretch your toes as far away as you can. Really giving your body some feeling of length as you breathe in and out. Giving your body a nice stretch. And letting go. Moving the arms up towards the ceilings with the fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. And then taking your time as you lower your legs back down to the floor. And noticing what it feels like. To have done this mindful movement practice. Noticing the effects of the gentle postures and stretches on the body. Noticing if you feel any different than in the beginning of the practice. And feeling into your breath. Taking a few moments to just be with your body as you find it. So as the practice comes to an end, congratulate yourself for anchoring yourself in your body in this way, for taking care and inhabiting your body. And whatever came up for you in the practice, looking at that with a non-judgmental attitude of gentle curiosity. And seeing if maybe you can transfer some mindful movement into your everyday movements. Bringing some soft awareness and attention to your body as you travel through your day.